Hello and welcome to Castles Kitchens. Please enjoy these recipes from Masterchef Peter Gorton.
Hello there, I'm Peter Gorton, Master Chef of Great Britain and one of the best chefs in the West Country. And this month I'm going to show you a lovely winter dish, which is medallions of venison with a tangle of greens and something a little bit different, potato Knish. So let's crack on with the tangle of greens first. Follow me over here and I'll show you what to do. Put a pan on, a fairly wide pan works the best. A little bit of olive oil in the pan or vegetable oil. And the first thing you want to do is take your smoked bacon. Now I've already diced up some smoked bacon and throw that in there like that. And cook the smoked bacon for about 3 minutes. Give it a little swirl, a little shake. Stuck into it, job done. While that's cooking, you can add your red onions. Now I like to add red onions because I find they give a nice flavour as opposed to Spanish ones. Throw them in like that and give it a little stir. Delicious. Now if it needs a little bit more olive oil, put a little bit more in. Just a smidgen. Now, over we go. Next comes our cabbage. Savoy cabbage. I've cut it up fairly fine and put that in there. So smoked bacon, red onions, and now Savoy cabbage. Put it all in there and again, give it a stir. Now the beautiful thing about this is that this particular tangle of greens you can make in advance. And then when you're ready to serve it, you can either warm it in the pan or, shall I dare say, sacrilege, you could put it in a microwave. But I didn't say that, okay? Right, and give that a little stir. Fantastic. Right, while that's cooking, the rest of the ingredients for the tangle of greens is spinach and, of course, balsamic vinegar. That adds a nice sweetness to it. I also sometimes like to put watercress in it as well. But if you haven't got watercress, you can just use spinach. Right, give it a bit more oil it needs and just allow that to cook. Now when this is cooked, I'm then going to show you how to make the potato Knish. We're going to work through this dish very slowly so you can see all the components of the dish. So let's keep stirring that, and at this stage you need to check the taste. Nope, needs a bit of seasoning, so in with a little bit of salt. In it goes. Salt down. Now it's all in there. Last but not least, we need to add our spinach and of course our balsamic vinegar. Bit of balsamic vinegar over. Now if you're using balsamic vinegar, you don't have to add any sugar. But if you're using something like a red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar, you need a teaspoon of sugar or a tablespoon of sugar, depending on how much you've got, just to balance the dish out. Give it a good stir. Now don't do what I'm doing and stand too close over it when you add the vinegar, because it clears all your nose and you're going to start going, whoa, almost knocks you out. So now in with the spinach, last but not least, and give that a little stir, and that takes about 30 seconds, that's all, because all you want to do is wilt down the spinach. Tangle of greens is then done. Right, here we go. Ingredients for the potato Knish are potatoes, and what I've done is I've baked them in the oven, and you just bake them until they're fully cooked. Obviously get a knife and test them. I've got a little bit of goat's cheese here, and I've got some sweet potato. You don't have to use it, but I like it, and I've got some fresh herbs. Now over here there's a bit I prepared earlier just to save us a bit of time, and it's basically, I've taken the potato, I've cut the potato down like that and like that, and then I've scooped it out, and after scooping it out I've just got a fork and we fork the potato. Right, the potato's now ready. You've forked it down really well, and then you're going to add the sweet potato to it. Now this is optional. Now the reason why I'm adding sweet potato is, although you probably wouldn't add all these ingredients together, this is a wonderful vegetarian dish as well when I finished it, and you'll see why. And a little bit of goat's cheese, because goat's cheese and venison goes really well together. So let's put a little bit of the goat's cheese in. And last but not least, some herbs. And use wintry herbs, some parsley, some thyme, some rosemary, or whatever you really like. Put that in there. and mix really, really well. And of course, at this stage, we haven't seasoned it. So now I need to season it. A little bit of salt. Bang. Job done. And that is perfect. So I'm just going to show you this now. It's a really nice mix, and that will taste yummy with the venison. So the next part of the dish is using the phyllo pastry. And I'll bring that in and show you straight away. Take some phyllo pastry. You need some clarified butter or just melted butter. Open up your phyllo pastry. And remember, when you work with phyllo pastry, you have to be quite careful, because what happens with phyllo pastry is phyllo pastry dries up. So you need to keep it moist. So we're going to need about 2 sheets of phyllo pastry. So let me just take 2 sheets out of there. Come here. Come on. As you can see, it will dry up very quickly. So when you work with it, you have to work with it relatively quickly. Push that to the side, and let's get the phyllo. Now, this is the easy part. Pastry brush, melted butter, all the way across, like that. One side. Take your phyllo, over the top, and push it down. And we repeat the process with the other sheet of phyllo. And you go all the way like that. Make sure you butter it well, but don't go nuts. And then another sheet of phyllo. And you've got the idea, haven't you? And off we go again. And over there like that. And pat it down. You don't have to be too fancy with this, because you're not actually going to see it. But it's very impressive, and it's really, really nice to eat. And it's an alternative to sort of jacket potato. It's an alternative to new potato, dauphinoise potato, and on and on and on. Right. Take your filling in your hand and just squeeze it slightly like that and lay it down. And now you can probably tell what I was saying about the vegetarian side of it. This would make a really nice vegetarian type potato dish, really. So down we go, like that, and it works fantastic with other meats. It doesn't just have to be venison, it would go well with pork. You can put apple in here if you like, highly up to you. Right, the Knish is now ready to roll like a sausage roll. So over you go, like that, and then you just go squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the way through. Potato Knish done. Knife, cut the ends off, like that, and then cut them into the sizes that you want. So 1, 2, it's very economical as well. It's quite a cheap dish to produce if you don't put the goat's cheese and everything else in it. Right, baking tray, pick your phyllo up, put your phyllo in there, a little bit of butter on top. Now, that is just to give extra colour to the potato itself when it's baking. And there you have it, potato Knish done. All we need to do is put it in the oven until it goes golden brown. I'm going over to the oven now, I'll stick it in, and then when I come back, we're going to cook our venison. Coming back, we wait until that gets golden brown. And now, pan on, and we're going to cook the venison. So wait until your pan's hot, and then we'll seal it. The pan is hot now, so we're ready to cook the venison. So off we go. Right, medallions of venison, just pieces of venison. In the pan, make sure your pan is relatively hot and just allow them to seal. Because they're medallions and they're thin, they're only going to take about 3 minutes to cook. So about 1.5 minutes either side for sort of medium rare. Now, they're in the pan. Now a bit of salt and pepper on top of them. Fantastic. And then this is when we add our mushrooms. Now, I'm adding some lovely chanterelle mushrooms, which I'm just going to throw around the sides like that. Because it's winter time. A few little thyme leaves I'm just pulling off. What I'm trying to do is pack the dish with flavour. It's all about flavour and taste. And we just flip the venison over now. 30 seconds, the medallions are going to be ready. No longer than that. What I like to do is just finish it all off with a little knob of butter in there like that. And that is now ready. Right, the medallions are now cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them out onto a plate because I don't want to overcook them. I'm going to pour my mushrooms and my butter all over them like that. Get rid of the pan over here and put my sauce on, and now we're ready to plate up. So Knish is in the oven, almost cooked. The Tangled greens is ready. Our medallions and our mushrooms are ready. So if you follow me over here, let's plate up. Right then, we're ready to plate up this great winter dish. So first of all, we're going to put the Tangled on the plate. So here we go. Get our pan in, and lots of this. It's really wintry, beautiful flavours with that smoked bacon against the venison. It's just a beautiful combination. Right, in with the venison. Let's get these medallions, and we'll just lay those medallions nicely up there like that on top of the venison. And now a few of those lovely chanterelle mushrooms around. So we'll just flick a few of them around like that. And they look gorgeous. And the smell, I just wish they could invent smell-o-vision, because you'd be in heaven with this. Right, a little bit of my sauce. You've got to have a bit of good sauce, don't you? A good bit of gravy over the top. There you are. Oh, look at that, eh? And then, got to wipe my plate, do my professional chef bit, you know. And then, what's missing? Knish. So I'm going to get it from the oven, put it on, and we finished. Oh, they look great, golden brown and delicious. Put one of them there. Right then, here we go. We have pan-fried medallions of venison. We have a tangle of green. We have potato and goat's cheese Knish with chanterelle mushrooms. A wonderful winter warmer dish.